your boy, Young Shofu, back with a single OU battle against my boy Heisenberg. Straight off my stream yesterday, I was craving me some Pokemon, and I actually got some Pokemon battles, and I enjoyed them. It was ridiculous. I forgot how fun Pokemon can be, but it's probably only because I took a long break. And speaking of long breaks, what the hell is Hoopa Unbound? You're not gonna tell me that this is a Pokemon. It looks like a Dragon Ball Z. It looks like Kid Boo's final form. It looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, Egyptian God card, Magic the Gathering card. That is not a Pokemon. There's no way. Anyways, into the battle. I'm gonna go ahead and lead off with Rotom because I figured that Heisenberg will lead off with Mamoswine since he had one on his team. Mamoswine is a very popular lead, so I decided to lead off with Rotom. I was not going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here, mainly because I don't have Will-O-Wisp. If I had it, I probably would have used it, but I expected him to switch out, predicting me to go for the Will-O-Wisp, but I did not expect him to switch into his Entei to take the Will-O-Wisp. I'm pretty sure what he meant to do was switch an Entei, take the Will-O-Wisp, and then switch out to something that could take a Hydro Pump. But instead, he just switches right into my Hydro Pump and damn near dies. So he switches out. I do go for the Volt Switch here. He switches back into his Mamoswine. What I wanted to do here was go for the Volt Switch to kill his Entei, and, you know, go out to my Garchomp or something else, set up my rocks. But I did not want to Hydro Pump after he switched in, because I didn't want him to Endeavor me the next turn. Mamoswine's very popular set is Focus Sash Endeavor, so that it can live with 1 HP, Endeavor the, you know, probably the Rotom that, you know, always counters Mamoswine, and then go from there. But I switch in my Venusaur after, you know, he switches in and he sets up his rocks, just so that in case he wants to stay in and go for some Ice-type moves, I can just thick Fat Toes and then Giga Drain him, and then, you know, be all peachy and keen. But he decides to switch out, goes out to his Dragonite. I'm going to go for the Mega Evolution Giga Drain. It's not going to do anything because it's a Dragonite, and he ×4 resists it. Did a clean 1 damage. I stayed in just to see what his set was, and judging by how much damage his Dragon Claw did, and judging by the fact that I am physically defensive, I can safely assume that that Dragonite is indeed Choice Banded. So I'm going to stay and get me a few Syntheses off, just to, you know, get my HP back. I figured that if I went for Synthesis enough times, I'd be sitting at a comfortable amount of HP, but his Dragon Claw is doing about half every time he uses it, so I'm not really getting that much HP back because Synthesis only heals half. It's barely healing me more than he's doing. So I'm just going to decide to switch out and go out to my Scizor. After this turn, of course, I'm going to go for 1 more Synthesis just to see how much I can recover off. I am slowly gaining HP, but I don't think it's enough to justify me staying in and spamming Synthesis, since I only do have 8 of them and he has way more Dragon Claws than I have Synthesis. So my plan here was to go out to Scizor, take a hit, roost up, Bullet Punch him. If he doesn't die, take another hit, roost up, and then kill him with another Bullet Punch. But the gods are against me, man. He gets a crit, and then you guys are going to see here, I go for the Bullet Punch, and he barely lives. So, like, Masuda, Game Freak, what did I do? Arceus, come on, man. Like, you... like, seriously, though. But wait, there's more! Yes, there's more. There's always more. I go up to my Garchomp because I'm like, alright, he killed my Scizor. My Garchomp outspeeds him. I'll go for a Fire Blast and take him out because my other moves are Dragon Tail, which is going to go after he goes for the Dragon Claw, which doesn't make any sense. And my other move is Earthquake. So I'm like, alright, Fire Blast is, you know, pretty accurate. I can probably kill him with a Fire Blast and then set up my rocks and whatnot. But I missed the Fire Blast, which is a pretty accurate move. I repeat, a pretty accurate move. And then he goes for the Dragon Claw and kills me. So, oh, it's just... Jesus Christ almighty. 3 instances of bad luck. What's that book series called? A Series of Unfortunate Events? That's what this is right now. So he's going to go out to his pretty much dead Entei, go for the extreme speed, and get a ton of damage off of my Latios, which is a pretty good... That was really smart. Like, his Entei's not going to be doing much, so you might as well send it out and take a gigantic chunk off of something. Unfortunately for me, I did go out to my Latios, so I do take like 80% from that. Like, Jesus Christ. So I'm just not looking too good right now. He's going to go out to his Mamoswine, which is obviously going to go for Ice Shard, but it's fine. I have a plan for this. I'm going to go out to my Rotom. Like I said in the beginning of the battle, I don't have Will-O-Wisp, but I actually have Thunder Wave on this. Shout out to Joey for sending me this team, by the way. I really wanted to try Hoopa Unbound. I saw somebody use it and I was like, what the hell does this thing even do? So he sent me a team with it. And anyways, so I switch into the rocks, I switch into the ice shard. This is actually pretty important because this is going to allow me to go for the pain split, which is going to break his focus sash, which means that I'm not forced to go for a Hydra pump, leave him with 1 HP with his focus sash, and then for him to endeavor me, and then you know, me potentially miss another Hydra pump and then him kill me with an ice shard. I can just break his sash right now, go for a Hydra pump whenever I feel like it, take him out. But I'm not gonna go for Hydra pump just yet. I want to leave this Mammoth Swine alive since he really cannot do anything to my Rotom. I really have no reason to fear it. So I'm just going to spam Thunder Wave until he switches out because he can't touch me. He has Earthquake, Stealth Rocks, Ice Shard, and Endeavor. I have more HP than he does, but not really. Like, it's not a really big deal at all. So I'm just going to spam Thunder Wave until he switches out. And then he switches into his Breloom, so that's good for me. I don't really have to worry about this thing. I was actually worrying about this thing, so I'm happy that he switched into this and not into something else that I didn't really care about. He's going to go back out to Mammoth Swine. Not quite sure why he switched in his Breloom just to switch out. I'm obviously going to go for the Volt Switch. So, like, that didn't really make sense to me. He probably should have just stayed in and went for Spore or something. I don't know. My Venusaur is alive, though, so that's probably why. That's probably why I didn't stay in. He didn't want me to get a free switch to my Venusaur, since he can't put me to sleep, that is. Huh. I didn't even think about that during the battle. I just switched back to Rotom. I mean, I just went for Volt Switch because I was like, all right, he's probably going to stay in. I'm a Volt Switch, go out to Venusaur, beat his ass. But he switched back out to Mammoth Swine, went for a very useless Endeavor, and then died to a Hydro Pump. So he's going to bring in his Breloom again. Like I said, not quite sure why he's bringing in his Breloom just to switch it out. It doesn't make any sense because I'm going to go for Volt Switch regardless of what he does. Unless he wanted to force me to switch out just so he could bring in a different Pokemon. That makes sense. That makes sense. If he didn't want his Breloom to be in on whatever I brought out, it was a smart move. So, you know, because most likely what would have been brought out would have been my Alakazam, not my Alakazam, excuse me, my Venusaur. So we're gonna go out to the Dragon Ball Z Egyptian God card, Magic the Gathering looking ass. Like, did you see that attack? That is insane. Like, what the hell was that? That was sick. You know what? I need to see that again. I find it absolutely ridiculous that that is an actual Pokemon attack in this game. There's no way that this is a Pokemon. I ate that Shadow Ball up and then went through a freaking dimensional time shift and blew him away. That is crazy. Hoopa Unbound is not a Pokemon. I repeat myself. There's no way. Anyways, so he goes out to a Sharpedo. Sharpedo runs Protect, it runs Crunch. I'm very intimidated. And apparently Hoopa Unbound has some of the worst defenses in the entire game. So I switch out, go out to my Latios, use it as Death Fodder. My plan here is to paralyze said Sharpedo, go for a Volt Switch, go out to Venusaur, clean up. You already know the deal. So he goes for the Mega Evolution. So this is his Mega. I actually thought the Alakazam was his Mega, but I mean, it wasn't, so I'm not tripping. He goes for the Waterfall, and I knew exactly what he was trying to do here. And of course it's gonna work because, what do you know, this game hates me. He goes for the Waterfall just to flinch me. He wants to get more damage on me so that a Crunch will eventually kill me in one hit. But he actually went for Crunch a little too early. I actually expected him to go for 1 or 2 more Waterfalls just to try and get the flinches. Had he got the next flinch, he probably would have been able to pull it off, but he only went for 1 flinch and then went for the Crunch. So I am going to be able to live that. I am going to be able to paralyze him. I'm so happy that it didn't get critted because this thing would have swept my entire team probably. I am going to go for the Volt Switch. It's not going to kill. I didn't expect it to, but I should be able to, you know, clean up. With, like I said, with Venusaur. Venusaur is definitely going to be able to take a Crunch from where it is. And then I should be able to just Giga Drain him and then Sludge Bomb his Breloom, because those are the only 2 Pokemon left. We're coming through with the power, with the Yapper. So he's going to go for the Crunch, like I said. Not going to do too much. Luckily for me, I didn't get the defense drop because that would have left me in range to die from a Mach Punch to, from Breloom. But I am going to take him out with a Giga Drain. Not going to gain anything back, obviously, really. And like I said, his last Pokemon is the Breloom. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to go for the Synthesis because I know that he probably has a Focus Sash. So the Synthesis is going to allow me to live 2 Mach Punches where I wouldn't have been able to in case that, you know, he does have a Focus Sash. Had I gone for Sludge Bomb and he lived with the Focus Sash, he would have been able to kill me with another Mach Punch. So I just wanted to go for the Synthesis just to negate that. Going to go for the Sludge Bomb now. He didn't go for Mach Punch again. Obviously, it doesn't really make sense now. I know a lot of Breloom's tend to run Aerial Ace just because, you know, you can hit other grass types with it. But at this point, it wouldn't have mattered regardless. I would have won at this point because he had literally 1 HP left and I had 3 Pokemon left. So good game, Heisenberg. And that's a wrap. No Bellsprout. Haven't said that in years. It felt good. Thank you guys for watching, man. I really appreciate it. It was refreshing to play Pokemon again. I'm not gonna lie. I took a long break, so I'm pretty sure that's what the reason is to why it felt so good playing it again. Breaks are not bad. Breaks are not bad. I felt good playing Pokemon. I'm gonna play some more. Thank you guys for watching, though. Go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and subscribe if you want more Wi-Fi battles. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Twitter is official shofu and Twitch is shofu. All right, be back later. Bye.